operation of the machine becomes so odious, makes you so sick at heart that you can't take part. You can't even passively take part. And you've got to put your bodies upon the gears and upon the wheels, upon the levers, upon all the apparatus, and you've got to make it stop. And you've got to indicate to the people who run it, to the people who own it, that unless you're free, the machine will be prevented from working at all.
Back there that I got a while back when we got the computer.
Yeah.
So it's a little more current. I mean,
is it like a webcam or?
It is.
Oh, cool.
But
I mean, I don't care. At some point, I'm gonna upgrade to like a full-size camera. Hi, buddy. He's happy to see me. Upgrade to a full-size camera. But no, dude. So I'm recording, by the way. Welcome to the podcast. I'm rolling right into it.
Nah, you're good, dude.
We're far behind. The schedule's been fucked.
Absolutely.
And that's definitely partially my fault. I'm buying a house, as you can see. My entire office is getting packed up.
It's definitely been my fault too.
Oh yeah, well your family is just a black hole of help me.
Yeah. Well, granted, I meant, there are some that have been better than others recently for the better, which is great.
Yeah.
And I'm extremely, extremely grateful that they have started to take a turn for the better.
Yeah. Actually, talking to the mic, that might help.
And today is Cat Day.
It is Cat Day.
It is Cat Day.
It is Cat Day. They don't know that. They're just whores for attention.
Yep. They're just excited to see us today.
Oh, yeah, no, they're very happy.
Good emotional support cats. So, yep, you are officially moving, and I still need to pack up what little stuff that I have, like maybe here in about a week.
Yeah, your refrigerator box worth of shit.
Yeah, I live light. And then, just for anybody...
I love saying that. I live light, because before... I mean, I was exactly the same before Kara and I, moved in together and, got married and all that. I was exactly the same. When I joined the Army and left my apartment, I didn't give a fuck about anything in the apartment.
Mm-hmm.
I threw, some shit in, 3 boxes and put it in your house.
Even when we lived together, you barely had anything.
Oh, I've always, even before the Army, I've always been, ready to move with, a carload of shit.
And, I mean, just for anybody who is wondering, Mr. Logan right here got a new home about an hour and 10 minutes away, I'd say, and has been generous enough to him and his wife.
That's
been
far.
Generous enough.
An hour and 10 is crazy. Maybe from where you currently live.
Well, yeah, I'm going based off
it takes me 30 minutes to get down 49.
Yeah, at the rate.
I'm not going to dox myself, but I mean, we talk about living in Dayton, the Dayton suburbs all the time.
Yeah.
So.
Well, Mr. Logan here and his wife and his cats have been so generous enough to invite me to have a place to stay with them out there.
Yeah, room and board. I get a personal automotive slave.
Absolutely.
The cats get extra attention, an extra overlord for attention.
Yep. Well, look, man.
And an extra friend.
I'm going to say this right out, and I don't give a fuck who's listening. I would very much rather take my time and do whatever automotive work you need instead of bowing down and allowing everybody else thinking that they're going to get free shit done.
What's crazy is the amount of times that you've saved, we'll just call them a nameless criminal, from multiple traffic infractions and arrests.
Oh, yeah.
It's you could be a crime lord for, you're almost like a fixer for the shitty part of Dayton.
Oh, that's a cool way of putting it. I never really thought about it that way.
An a wreck fixer for hit and runs.
When you say a fixer, man, my automatic mind goes straight to Watch Dogs.
Yeah, but you're a fixer for pillheads.
Yeah,
that can't control their addiction.
I am. When people have a problem, they call me. Typically, I mean, you are not wrong at all for that. But it's the same with you.
Yeah, but I've told them all to fuck off because I have my own shit going on.
Well, there's a reason that I do that.
I know,
and it's because if I need something later on. And I need help with something.
Yeah, it's leverage against them, but at a certain point, it does become the juice ain't worth the squeeze.
Oh yeah, there are times where it is like that. Yeah.
It's like trying to get fucking juice from a rock sometimes. A fucking crack rock.
Yeah. So, look, since we're on the discussion of
Hey, buddy.
criminal shit, so I have an idea.
Okay.
Do you remember the post that I sent you on Instagram? It's been within the past week of, and I know we send tons of shit to each other each day.
Yeah, we're retarded and you're unemployed.
And, you know the one that I sent you and it had Matthew McConaughey and all them in it, and it's like when we try to catch the predator on a chat and it says they send us $800
Oh,
to do
you're
a shopping spree.
Yeah, you're trying to like catfish child predators.
Oh, that, but I've got something better. And
I mean, I'm getting involved with child
with
predators.
you
I'm just
and-
gonna hit them with a hammer,
well, I was thinking that
like David.
if we
DePape.
recorded this, we could probably make some good money off it. But we lure them.
I don't want to get involved in that.
Yeah, we lure them out. And
I'm on too many watch lists to do shit like
Hear me
that.
out. And we buy simunition bullets. So,
So it's just aggravated assault.
yes. People pay top dollars to see that shit, dude.
So watch. Yeah, I agree, but also one, we can't monetize that unless it's through a paywall, and I honestly think Patreon would take us down for that because it is violent.
You can't tell me it's not a good idea. Oh,
No,
wait.
it's very funny. It's very funny, and I want to keep it in mind for Donald Trump's planned American Games. I think that would be like a fun like Super Bowl halftime show for like we just throw all the convicted child predators in the middle of the Superdome, and we just fucking pelt them with simunition rounds from the crowd. And I'm talking like 30,000 people in a super.
But you know what, though?
stadium.
That post I did send you where it was like, oh, yeah, you know, luring the child predator to give you $800 for a shopping spree. I'm like, fuck, that's a good way to make
Dude,
money.
If I could do it, I'd be selling pictures of my fucking toes for money. But I gotta spend the money on a pedicure first, and I'd rather spend the money on car parts because I'm a wigger.
Yeah. Speaking of car parts, I mean, the amount of car parts that were delivered today.
Dude, and what's crazy is like they're all necessary to an extent.
It's not
I
like,
definitely did not have to spend that much on coilovers.
I mean,
but
it's not like you're saying, oh, honey, I got a alternator and it's a turbo.
no, I've told Kara for weeks that the suspension on the car is getting to a point where like I have to replace it soon. I've just been holding off on buying the suspension for the last month because I've been paying for housing stuff, pre-house stuff.
I am a firm believer of, okay, if you're gonna replace that shit, and you have the opportunity to spend a little more money to get something that's way better than OEM or aftermarket, then do exactly what you just did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
pays
get
off.
like all the parts. Like if you can't afford to replace it all at once, do what I did and just buy parts like every 2 weeks. Just buy like the bushings, buy the bolts, buy the control arms. Like, because I want to replace the front control arms too, the front lower control arms, because it's the original ones and they're just old. But
by the way,
that's $200.
Responding to your text from last night, I'm totally up for engine swapping a 6.0 into that Jimmy.
Dude, all right. So hear me out, right? So we put a 6.0 dual turbo in the Jimmy. Fuck a hood. We'll custom fabricate a hood. Fuck a hood. I'll worry about that later. We got hood pins and a fucking dream, and I can weld. So, we put dual turbo 6.0 liter on the Jimmy. We extend the fuel tank.
Okay. Put a fuel cell on it?
Yeah, put a fuel cell on the back where the spare tire normally hangs. Fuck a spare tire. We need the weight back there. We need weight back there. We got to put a fuel tank. Fuck a spare tire. And then we put a custom grill on the front and the back. Like custom tailgate grill, custom front grill. And I'm talking police cruiser, but apocalypse. We make it barely street legal.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
And I want to go overboard with the roof rack.
Like what?
I
like
want
a light bar and
I
all
want
that?
like the Jurassic Park big circular lights.
Oh, like the RC lights?
Yes,
Yeah.
I want the big ass like rally race lights on the front, and then I want 2 individual spotlights on the. I'm talking, we're making this bitch stupid. If we're putting an engine that size in it, we might as well put armor on the motherfucker.
Guess what our nephew just sent me?
Please tell me.
It says, making an MRE, and he's at the kitchen table with an actual U.S. military MRE about
Why?
And I said, which one?
Yeah.
You
want to show me that picture again? I could probably tell you. Let me see. It's chili.
Yeah,
Two-bean chili.
Two-bean chili.
Disgusting. With drink powder, the expired peanut butter, and chunky peanut butter.
Well,
That's insane.
Why he said I sent a picture to Uncle Logan.
Did he? Oh my god. Am I allowed to swear at him?
Yes.
Fucking why? Live on the podcast.
Yep. Well, that is.
How old is he? 11?
About to turn 13.
About to turn 13. Why the fuck is he eating an MRE? Is that what they're
brave? He's brave.
He's not gonna shit for 3 days. What the fuck is Casey training him for?
I think no. He called me earlier when I finally.
Where did he get one?
I finally got off the phone with the insurance company earlier, and he called me, and I missed his call, and I called him back, and I said he wanted to know when he could come stay the night this week, and I was like, okay, well, you're gonna have to wait a couple days, and I said, where the fuck are you at? Oh, I'm at the Air Force Museum. I'm like,
that's a $40 MRE then.
Wait, really? Are they that much here?
Dude, they're fucking expensive to buy them by themselves.
Okay.
I think they're like $30, honestly.
He said
because I remember you and I, the last time we went, we looked at them, we're like, that's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, you go right down to the surplus store and go get them for like less than $10 a piece.
I would hope so. If you buy a case online, it's like fucking $60 for 12.
I know. Which one was I seeing that? Oh yeah, it was the French MREs. Look dope as fuck. I mean, they look really good.
I enjoyed them. They were very good.
Were they good?
The Polish MREs, in my opinion, are better. The Russian-Polish style, the Iskaras, because they come with like a little open flame chemical thing.
Oh, yeah.
Like
I've seen some people do some videos on that.
Yeah, so I got the pork sausage and like sauerkraut meal I had was phenomenal. Phenomenal. And they come in big packs. It's a 3-course meal. You get one per day. And it's like slides.
You know just as well as I do, that kid is going to be just like us when he gets older.
I hope he joins the Army. It'd probably do him good.
I think he would do fantastic going in the military.
I mean, if we get him in the gym when he's like 14, right as puberty really starts hitting, then we get him in the gym. We turn him into a Green Beret from a young age.
Yeah.
And then we just say, all right, go out there.
As I mean, I wish you could have met me when I was, like, younger. Like, when I was in my teenage years. I was actually in really good shape.
When I was 10.
Well, yeah, it's a shame we couldn't be friends. I mean,
fucking 10.
It's a shame that you weren't, like, my age when I was, like my teens. I was fucking wild, man, but I was in really good shape.
Yeah, I probably would have made fun of you for being a pillhead.
Well,
I don't think we would have been the same like level of friendship. But you know what, though? Because I would have been like, look at this fucking retard. We probably would have fought because I was a cunt.
Well, I mean, I'll tell you right now, I was actually in really good shape. Like, skateboarding and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah, no. When I was a teenager, I was in great shape. I was just rail thin. Like, I ran track for my high school. Like, I was in good shape. I was just rail thin, except for my legs, which haven't changed. I still got no ass. I don't know how that works. I've always had a Hank Hill ass. I could squat.
I've always joked around with that saying I got a cutting board ass. This is what
dude, Hank Hill ass kills people. Hank Hill ass murders. It always does numbers.
Mm-hmm.
But no, even like I could squat like 350 before, like safely. I could squat like 350 and still no ass.
Oh, okay. Well,
I was 205 pounds at 6'1", pure muscle, no body fat, no ass.
Oh, I can tell you right now that we got to steer that kid in the right direction. He's got potential to be a good kid. Or he is a good kid, but he needs some discipline and direction.
His dad needs his ass beat, is what needs to happen, genuinely.
Fair enough.
It's not a call for violence, that's just my opinion.
Yeah.
YouTube, calm down. This is a satirical podcast.
Look, I mean...
That makes no money. Leave me alone.
I mean, look, I'll be the...
We do get flagged on every video.
Yeah. I mean...
Not for, like, anything crazy. It's literally because of the outro I use.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, look, I'll go off on a limb and say, look, all three of my nephews, great kids, just need discipline. Because their fathers really haven't been in their life.
Well, yeah, and they all three have different dads because your sister makes terrible life decisions.
That too. But I don't wish those kids away at all.
No.
But
genuinely, it is far too soon to tell if the youngest is a good child. He's too young. He's not even a person yet. He hasn't come online yet.
Yeah, that's true. He's fucking intelligent though, man. For his age.
I would hope so. He needs the balance.
Yeah.
You gotta tip the scales one way. He was a little messed up.
Yeah. But granted,
love him to death. He's a great little kid.
That's why I thought it was weird, man. Like yesterday,
great little toddler.
Like when I was over there yesterday,
I'm glad he made it.
Yeah,
he was really touch and go for a while.
Oh yeah, it really was. And that's what really made me mad yesterday. Like I didn't have a single problem out of Braxton the whole week he was with me, up until I tried to move at Oregon yesterday, and then it was like couldn't help him get me. I couldn't get him to help me with shit. And like I was like, what the fuck, man. And
as soon as he goes back over there.
As soon as he went back home, like he acted like that. Even my dad was like, "What the fuck? That don't sound like him."
Yeah, it's because he knows that nobody's gonna tell him what he can or can't do because his mom's gonna be like, "You can't tell him that."
Oh man, I wanted to fucking go over there and just rip his ass for that, you know. But
he's a kid.
Yeah, he's a kid,
and he's not your kid. So
I'll tell you what though, everything that I worked on this past week though. He got down, got his hands dirty and everything like that, man. Like, he helped me tear the chicken coop down and all that.
It's because he needs stuff to do.
He does.
He needs something to do.
He does. Absolutely. And I think as long as they keep busy, they'll be okay.
Yeah, and that's what he needs. That's what'll help him. But honestly, I think that if he continues staying there for much longer, he's going to end up with severe ODD because of the way that they live.
I don't know. That's a whole other discussion for a Patreon video.
Oh yeah, no, that's a Patreon. This
what's
we're here to. Let me tell you about the funny thing that happened.
Yeah,
to me
I was gonna say, what do you got going on?
So after I got off work, while I was waiting on you to let me know that you were good to come and record, I had to run Kara her uniform shirt because she fucking forgot it when she went to go to work today.
Mm-hmm.
No big deal. Just normal thing. I run her errands all the time. She works 5 minutes from here. I don't give a fuck.
That's fair.
But when I was walking out, there was like this old lady wearing a veteran ball cap, just talking really loudly to the 12-year-old girl walking with her. Okay. And they were walking like maybe 4 or 5 steps in front of me. And some bitch in a big ass SUV just pulls out in the Kroger parking lot while they're stepping through the crosswalk.
About plowed into him.
Just about plowed into him. Didn't give a fuck. Didn't stop. And I was like almost to them at that point. So like I'm staring at this lady in the face, and like I take 2 steps past the old lady that was like less than a foot away from getting hit by this expensive Escalade.
Mm-hmm.
And I took 2 steps out, so I was like directly in line with her rear view mirror, and I just gave her like a casual finger. Which for me, I have a big ass middle finger. My middle finger offends people because it's out there. It's really long. In the face. Yeah, it's bleeding.
I was about to say, are you bleeding?
Yeah, Otis's claws got me. But fucking, goddamn, he got me right in the cuticle too. It's brutal.
Yeah, looks like it.
No, it's just capillary. It'll stop eventually. But fucking. So when I do that, I just give this lady the finger, and I see her in the review, like, oh.
Like, she got so offended.
She got so offended, and all I hear behind me is this old veteran bitch go, "Thank you," to me. And I just kept walking, and I was like, why did she thank me for that? Because, like, I knew there was a kid around, because I really wanted to be like, watch where you're going, you fucking cunt.
Yeah, but you were trying to watch it.
Yeah, there's kids, and the bitch had her windows rolled up anyway, so she wouldn't have heard me. But I knew she was going to see me, because I made eye contact with her when she almost hit us. So I knew she was gonna be looking back in the mirror.
Oh man!
And I hit like a JoJo stance, like just
I know,
falling
like
out of frame.
today. You know what? To make my point, give me 1 second.
Hang on, yeah, Kason just texted me back. He said, because I was at the Air Force Base and they had some there, and they said, well, I want one because I never tried them before, and I got 2 bean chili. Brutal.
Okay. So this is to my point before I take this back in here. So,
Hang on, I'm telling him fettuccine Alfredo is fucking horrible and to stay away from it.
So for the audience listening, this is what I wear on a daily basis. This is my mechanic shirt. This is what I usually wear. It's a joke. It was a gift. But, you know, that is primarily what I do for a living as a mechanic.
Yeah.
So.
You're an unemployed mechanic who does side jobs, mechanic work.
Well, tell me.
I like how you're like, I brought props.
Well, yep, I brought props today.
I brought props for the podcast. That actually does more numbers on YouTube than it does on the actual podcast apps for some reason, which is very funny. So I guess props help. Well, I wonder how they're going to respond to the fact that we have no studio until I build a new one at the new house.
Yeah, it'll take us a little time, but they'll
deal with it. Don't worry. Our 7 viewers will be really pissed this weekend when we film one with your iPhone just in the car driving around Dayton. Because I want to do that. I want to go to Trot Hood and go fuck around because they're selling off huge chunks of Trot Hood.
Well, the whole point of why I showed that was, like, when I wear that, there's 2 things that always happen every fucking day. It's one,
somebody makes a dumb joke.
Hey, you're a mechanic, aren't you? No, I just fucking wear this shirt just to be funny. But no.
What a great icebreaker.
Like, I'll be standing in line at the gas station.
You're a mechanic?
I'll be standing
I see your shirt.
That's what I mean. Like, I'll be standing in line at the gas station. So I'll be like, oh, are you a mechanic? Yeah. And then the second one is always...
And then the best part, the conversation stops.
Yeah. And then
I read your shirt.
Is that
true?
I've had a second interaction where people are like, hey, you know, awesome shirt, man. You know, totally true, you know, joke, you know, stuff like that. I'm like,
great shirt, very funny.
Yeah.
Normal reaction.
The first kind of people, I get this at least 4 or 5 times a week. And
that's insane.
Today, when I took Dad to the doctor, he had got taken back before I got in there. And so I had to wait in the waiting room until they could take me back to him.
Right. So you were just around a bunch of old fucks.
Yeah, well, it was a bunch of people who were just like tweaked out as a motherfucker, man, because it's a pain management center and all that.
Of course it is, but yeah.
And like I had one guy like sitting across from me, and he was like, "Are you a real mechanic?" And I just kind of looked at him, and I was like, "Yeah." Oh, well, where do you work at? Well, you real mechanic? And I was like, I'm a mobile mechanic. I go out and I help people, you know, like I go to wherever you're at typically.
You should have just lied.
And I should have.
You should have lied.
I should have.
Because I already know what's coming.
And he's like, well, let me pick your... It took him 5 minutes from the time he asked me that to be like, well, can I pick your brain for a minute about something?
So it was
like 5 minutes later.
Of silence?
Yeah.
Just complete silence while he worked up the courage to say, can I ask you a question?
Yeah, exactly. And he's like, I said, sure, go ahead. And
yeah, go ahead, retard. What do you want?
He's like, well, I found this car on Marketplace. And I said, okay.
Great way to start
What about
this.
it? He's like, well, they said that the brake light's on, but, on the dash, but it won't drive forward or go in reverse. And I'm like,
so the parking brake's on.
Well, that's what I said, possibly. But I went through like a whole couple different things, like, hey, it could be this. And I was like, what year, make, and model is it? Because that's what's going to tell me a lot.
I mean, yeah,
And
obviously.
so he's like, oh, it's a newer 2002 Jeep Cherokee. That's what it was. 2002, and he said it was newer. So I went through a whole list of shit from him, and I said, just exactly what you just said. I said, are you sure the parking brake's not on? And he's like, no, I'm just going based off of the description. And I said, okay, well, it's either these things with the brake,
Right.
that's what's not causing it. Then if that's the case, probably got a transmission issue.
Yeah, but it'd
And-
be an engine light, not a parking brake light.
Well, it's $1,000.
Oh?
And it kind of sparked my interest a little bit.
I don't have $1,000.
Yeah, I know.
I wish I did.
But so I answered what I could on that. Dude went another 5 minutes. Total silence. Fucking, hey, can I ask you something else about
Dude.
another car? Like,
Dude, that that's his entire thought is loading that entire time.
Yeah. Oh,
it is just the Firefox loading.
it fucking gets better. Like, so I was like, yeah, sure, man. Like, and here I am waiting to go back. And there's two women that come in. I'm sitting here. He's sitting across diagonally from me. So there's like 4 chairs. A woman skips a seat and sits on his side. And then another woman skips 2 seats and sits about a seat away from me. The old woman that sits down next to me after he gets done talking, a couple minutes later, are you a mechanic?
Oh my fucking
like,
god! Are you?
And I was like, oh shit, what did I get myself into?
Full Groundhog's Day.
And I'm
full
like,
deja vu moment.
and she's like, well, can I ask you a question? She was more quick on it. I was like, sure. I was getting irritated at this point. And she's like, well, we've got this car and it just dings when we get inside. And I'm like,
You're not wearing a seatbelt.
okay. And I was like, are you, there's only a couple things that could be if it's dinging, I don't know why these people seem to think that like newer cars are like fucking early 2000.
I know.
Like, we're talking like 2000 to like 2005, the way they were talking about it.
She's like, my Tesla keeps making a noise.
And she's like, well,
I don't know shit about that, lady.
I went through what it could be. And like, she's like, well, do you come out and do work and stuff? How much do you charge per hour? And I said, to do a diagnostic fee, I said, I charge $30 to come out and diagnose it. And I said, then, depending on what it is from there, then, we can do negotiations. I said, but my going labor rate's about $80 an hour. And I said, I try to be a little bit more reasonable because it's about $150 to $250 if we go to a shop per hour.
Yeah. I was paying $200.
The woman that sat next to that guy. Hey, I got a car question. Can I ask you something? I got up, walked over to the window, and I told that woman that was sitting back there, and I said, will you fucking please take me back to my dad? To the point where I would rather listen to my dad.
Who's just like rambling Joe Biden.
Yeah. And like, I would rather listen to my dad than like have 4 or 5 people come into an office that I have no fucking clue who they are, and they're high as fuck probably.
Dude, it's like you were in a video game and you were activating all the NPCs.
Yeah, like all my
Are you a mechanic?
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question? It's like NPC dialogue.
Well, the best one that I think I've got was probably
Fucking zombie.
2 months ago. It was 2 months ago. Had that hoodie on. Was at the gas station.
Yeah,
Somebody initiated that conversation.
of course.
I'm wearing a Mac Tools hat. All right.
Yeah.
Fucking $50 hat. But anyways, he was one of those guys. This is the best way to put it for you to understand, and you know exactly what I'm going to talk about. When we worked in the garage, how many times did we get people that would always come up here wearing fucking Snap-on like jackets and shit, and thought they were fucking ASC Master Techs?
Yeah. Just people that buy Snap-on gear.
Oh yeah. He's like, can I get your opinion on something? And I'm like, sure. And it was something with
I'm wearing this $400 jacket. Does that make me an asshole?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, it does.
He was wearing a Snap-on shirt. That's what he was doing.
It's a $75 shirt.
Yeah. And he's like, well, it's grinding real bad when I start my car and everything. And I said, okay, well, that sounds like your flywheel. Like, and he's like, oh, no, it's not the flywheel. It's not the flywheel. Okay, are you sure?
Flywheel starter. Flywheel starter.
That's exactly what I said. And
it's the only two things.
And he's like, well, no, we checked the flywheel. The flywheel's fine. I said, then it's probably your starter. I said, because that's the only two things that are really going to make that grind upon start.
Yeah, unless it's a manual and you're trying to start it in gear.
Oh, he pulled that shit of, oh, well, I'm a master tech. I know what I'm talking about.
No, you don't.
I swear to God, that's what he said to me.
I love hearing that in the wild.
If you come and say some shit like that to me after you just asked me for my opinion, I want to fucking hit you so hard it's not even funny.
Then why are you talking to me?
Like, I just walked out, dude.
Yeah,
and it was actually down in midnight carryout, believe it or not.
They're fucking retards.
And the guys that were in there that, they know all of us down there, the guys that work there, I went in there the next day to get something to drink. And they were like, yeah, so about that guy yesterday. I said, dude, don't even get me started. He's like, yeah, he comes in here all the time. He's a fucking prick. And I'm like, yeah.
He is fucking prick.
Yeah, exactly how they said it, man. Oh, man, it was great.
Yeah, so that guy that yesterday, no, we have to, you broke it, you faggot. No, no, it's magnetic. But that guy that came in yesterday, massive prick. I understand, brother.
Oh, my God, man.
Do you call them brother? I call all of them brother.
Yeah, same.
You have to. If you call them brother, they do whatever the fuck you want.
Oh, yeah. And they're awesome there, man.
Oh, yeah. I love them.
Like, I remember, what was it? One day over OM Oil, a dude fucking comes speeding through the parking lot to pull up to one of the gas pumps. About damn near hit my truck. And he come in there, and he was like just being shitty towards everybody. Like, I was next in line. And
Big fat white guy?
Yeah. And I did a split payment on it. And on my thing.
And he's throwing a fit.
He was throwing a fit over it. And so I was like, what the fuck is your problem, man? And, he wanted to get shitty with me. They kicked his ass out and they told him, they said, you come back, we're going to press charges. And I'm like,
you not come back.
You not come back.
Nope.
Like,
bloody fuck you.
The wildest shit I have ever seen was down near the hospital at that Shell station where that black woman come in there.
I know, yep.
Oh my God, that was the wildest shit I have ever seen. For anybody who doesn't know, I was down at the gas station near Miami Valley Hospital down here in Dayton. And this black woman had
also known as Crackhead Bro.
Yeah. Like, she genuinely didn't do anything wrong, dude. She really didn't. I watched this whole thing unfold. And she had her arms full of shit she was going to buy. Well, she was going to go take it up to the register to pay for it. And all she did was put them in a bag and set them up on the counter. They came from around the fucking counter behind the bulletproof glass. Come out. Snatch that shit up, and they said, no, you leave. And she's like, what the fuck? They're like, no, you're stealing, you leave. And she's like, I'm not stealing, I'm trying to pay for it. And they dropped the hard R on her. I've never seen an Indian dude do some shit like that.
You dirty N-word, get out.
Oh my God.
That's so funny.
I was so uncomfortable that I wanted to leave.
That's so funny. And here's the thing, man. If it was a white store owner, I'd say he's racist. But since I know it's an Indian store owner, I know that motherfucker was watching her like a hawk. She was stealing.
Oh, yeah.
She was stealing.
Based off what I seen?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, but I don't know, man. I've never seen somebody who is Middle Eastern drop a hard R like that.
Oh, dude. I heard it all the time casually when I was overseas.
Mm-hmm.
Because we had black guys in the army, and you would just casually hear the soldiers drop the hard R, describing the Americans. And we had to be like, chill, bro. Chill. And that they straight up said sub-Saharan to describe black people. Which is an insult I thought was a joke from the dictator. I didn't know that was real until I heard some SFA fighters say sub-Saharan.
It's like what Anthony used to tell us. You remember what he was telling us about his shit that happened over there?
Oh, yeah, they're fucking super racist.
All I remember him saying was them setting a wine bottle on the ground and be like, "You sit, dudeki, dudeki." That's all I remember him telling me about that. And he's like, "Yeah, man." He's like, "We catch up fucking goats all the time and all that shit."
Yeah, people
like
that's not a lie. It happens. It's culturally acceptable. I've seen it, and I've heard too many stories.
that's fucking weird, bro.
It's very weird, but it's just what happens. I mean, I rolled up on a fucking like a Middle Eastern prostitute tent, like on a combat mission one time.
Really?
Yeah, because like there was like a Bedouin camp. Bedouins are like the nomads that live in that area. There was like a Bedouin camp that had been posted up like within visual sight of our base, and normally they don't do that. So on one of our combat patrols, we came back to check it out. Drop your shits.
Yeah.
We came back to check it out, and we like circled up around it, and like my LT got out, and he was a moron. And like he started trying to negotiate with these locals, which by locals it was 2 grown men and then one tent with like literally like 9 chicks, aging from like I'm pretty sure from like 12 to like early 20s.
Wow.
And like,
well, over in that culture, it's what socially acceptable to be married off at such a young age like that.
Well, I'm pretty sure it was like a brothel tent because they all like the chicks like
that's fucked up.
The chicks like a few of them stuck their head out at us and saw like all the Americans outside. No, we weren't that close. We were maybe like 100 meters away.
Mm-hmm.
And like they like all stuck their head, they like ducked back in, and then like they opened the back flap of the tent. And like a couple of them like were like hanging halfway out, and they had like put jewelry and shit on, like, and they were like waving and blowing kisses and like yelling at us while our LT was negotiating for information that turned out just to be like pirated fucking TikToks and shit.
Man, that would make me feel so uncomfortable to see something like that, and especially with them being that young.
Oh, it's crazy.
Knowing that you can't.
Well, there's no way.
Knowing you can't do anything about that.
Oh well, there's no one. There's no way to know how old they are. I'm just assuming. Oh, okay. Based on how.
But you know it happens there.
Oh yeah.
I mean, obviously.
It's also they're very small people.
Yeah.
They're very small people. Honestly, the most work we did over there that was, I will say, good is that we assisted with my unit assisted with a lot of births for the locals because they are all so fucked up that like the babies come like out halfway and shit and they don't know what to do. So like literally sometimes there'd be a woman with like a baby arm sticking out of her pussy just being wheeled up to the ambulance. Paramedics would be like, okay, and just.
Oh, that's good. At least you guys helped them out with that type of stuff.
Yeah, that's the only good we did over there, in my opinion.
Fair enough.
Other than that, it was like
because according to some people,
I wasn't even there.
You didn't see piles of cash on a runway and.
So literally, according to the Biden administration, I wasn't there.
That's true.
Kamala Harris said it herself.
Yep. One of the greatest videos I still have ever seen when he's like, well, where the fuck are we then? Like,
that wasn't my fire base, though. I was in Syria. Those dudes were in the ESSA.
Well, no, it was the fact that she, like, come out and said there are no active military and active combat zones.
Yeah, like, it's just a blatant, just ill-informed lie.
Oh, yeah.
She's so dumb. I love it. And now she's probably drinking fucking Monty Williams or whatever the fuck that dude's name is.
Man, have you ever seen the video of Judge Joe Brown talking about her?
Yes.
Oh my god.
I love Judge Joe Brown. Have you heard him talk about George Floyd?
I have.
Dude, he's like, he got his ass whooped by a 5'7" white man, a 185-pound white man. He was crying for his mama.
Dude, I
fucking love that shit.
I can't believe the amount of memes there is, like, on...
About Floyd?
Oh, yeah, on Instagram and all that.
Oh, yeah.
That's insane.
Floyd, people meme the shit out of Floyd because the whole thing's a joke.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, do you see they're removing all his murals now?
Mm-hmm.
Very funny. Mm-hmm. Very funny. It's almost like it was fake.
Yep. And even if it wasn't, I mean... Dude was still...
We know Black Lives Matters was fake. They bought mansions. That no money went to Detroit. Flint, Michigan still has dirty water. They didn't give a fuck about black people. They bought themselves mansions.
Yep.
Also, George Floyd's family filed for bankruptcy like a month ago.
Wow.
They got a $40 million payout 4 years ago.
my thing is, like, they had no right to be able to do any type of lawsuit or anything like that. You know, yeah, put his knee on his neck, whatever you want to fucking say about it. But
they did outlaw that. I guess that's good. They outlawed that move.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, it's still, it's like they're willing to overlook everything that he had done previously to that.
Yeah,
and
it's like they were trying to do some like separate the art from the artist type shit for George Floyd, and it's like, one, you can't get rid of the criminal record.
Yeah,
That's the homie did what he did. That's just what it is. And the fact of the matter was, I love that this is what we're going to actually get canceled for, not saying faggot and retard. It's going to be talking about George Floyd 5 years after it happened. We're going to get canceled. Very funny. But what the fact of the matter is he was breaking the law and resisting arrest. And the toxicology reports came back that he overdosed on fentanyl. So suck my ass.
well, let me tell you this right now. The world changed when Harambe died.
It did.
It did.
But Derek Chauvin has been stabbed 50 times in prison for no reason. He did nothing wrong, and he has been murdered in prison over and over again and brought back to life by prison surgeons who are just like, sorry, we're going to pull another toothbrush out of your liver.
Like, I agree. He shouldn't have used the knee move on him. Wasn't probably the right thing to do. And, you know, it definitely was. Because unless somebody's being, like, extremely violent with a weapon or something like that, that's really the only time you really need to detain them like that.
See, not even. Because fucking Daniel Penny did something way worse. He put him in a rear naked choke.
Oh, yeah. That's
And
true.
he got off. Why? Because it was appropriate for the time. And Daniel Penny, with multiple witnesses corroborating this, asked him multiple times, are you going to stop? Can I let you go? Are you going to stop? And then he'd start fighting again. I watched the whole video.
That's why I love listening to people that are like, oh, you know, they could have shot him in the leg, or they could have fucking tased him to stop him.
If I shoot you in the leg, you're going to die faster.
Well, let me tell you this right now. For anybody who tries to say that, they obviously don't know how difficult it is to hit something this small at a moving target, especially with fucking adrenaline going.
Yeah, also,
Like,
there's a classic video of a guy high on bath salts taking 8 rounds to the chest.
Well, the other main thing, and this is the big thing, is that when they use their weapon like that, it's not meant to maim or
it is
injure.
lethal
It is
force.
a lethal force weapon. And
that's the point of going lethal. I've done the training.
tasers don't mean shit, dude.
No,
they hurt like a
no.
bitch when you get hit by them. I've been hit by one before.
But they don't knock you out.
No.
Unless you a bitch.
And if you're fucked up on some drugs really bad, that shit ain't gonna phase you.
Not even really bad. You can do a line of coke and get tased and rip the shit out. I've seen it.
Yep.
I've seen people do that.
And it's just the thinking of the way people are.
Well, so a lot of people are empathetic, and that's fine. And which is crazy because you're one of the most empathetic people I've ever met, and you're still like, he should have died. It was a justified killing.
Yep. Wow, I got common sense.
Well, yeah, you're not a rich.
Yeah, I'm a retard.
Yeah, but don't throw that up on the internet right now. These are dangerous times.
Well, I meant, look,
Just,
I'm retarded. You know, it's not my fault that my parents didn't get me tested for autism, okay?
no, it is crazy that you're the product of like a cop, right? Your dad was a cop. Your mom was like, I mean, she had a respectable job for the most part. She's had various jobs, but like nothing like shitty. And you and your sister both, no shade to you, you and your sister both got hooked on drugs in your teenage years.
Sure did. And
it's like literally what people view as like the impossible.
Yeah, which, you know, my biggest thing was...
I'm serious, you need to write a book one day.
Yeah, well, you know, the biggest thing...
I know you can't write for shit, but like if we just hook a headset up and talk to text.
The biggest thing about it was, you know what, I'm going to need a drink for this one. Hold on.
Well, I'm going to entertain the pod while you do something so unprofessional. I'm kidding. As soon as he comes back, I'm going to piss myself, so I have to pee. I'm going to make fun of him, though. Because he's so unprofessional, you have to go grab another drink. I'm kidding. I have to piss. Keep him entertained.
Yep. So, I don't know where any of the cats are. I was going to showcase one of the cats. Lily, come here. Come here, Lily. Lily. Alright, so now that I can entertain, this is a cat, one of one. See that length? See that coat? Coat? She's very cute. She's also purring. Lily, would you like to say hi? You're just purring, so that's good though. This is the first cat that we have to showcase. No, I was doing like...
I said keep them entertained, and you immediately are just like, where's the cat? Where's the cat? You are retarded.
Yeah,
I need a cat.
Well, no, I was like, look at this length here.
Yeah, I heard
the
you
coat
do that.
And
she's a very pretty cat.
Very. Her coat color and coat quality is amazing.
Well, that's just because she's spoiled rotten.
Well, okay, so here's the thing, and this is that thing people need to understand, all right? To give a little bit of rundown for first-time listeners, or if you're not very familiar with my backstory, is that at the age of 13, I was prescribed on pain medication, and nobody at that time really...
It was like, what, 2004?
2004. And due to an injury, they never explained the long-term effects of what opioid painkillers could do.
Yeah, like quite literally the height of the opioid highway crisis.
It absolutely was. And a lot of people did not explain that to me at the time. At the time, it really wasn't taken seriously.
Yeah, here's a magical drug. Stops all pain. Makes you feel great.
Well, when you're 13 years old and you have a serious injury like that, I tore my labrum and my rotator cuff in both arms and both shoulders, and that is enough pain to even make a grown man cry at sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
And so when you're dealing with that at 13 years old and, the doctor says, here you go, here is 120 Vicodin ES a month for your pain.
Yeah, here's some candy that makes you feel like God.
Yeah. So
and you're 13 and you're fucked up.
And then,
that's not gonna
I was eventually, around that same time I was introduced to smoking weed, drinking, all that, rebellious teenager does that, especially when they have a dad as a cop.
Yeah, but you're just in like the full SpongeBob body cast while you're trying to smoke weed.
And eventually I got to the point where I figured that I got so bad that I was, and this is going to be crazy to comprehend, but it is the truth. I could easily go through 120 Norco, which is the same as Vicodin, and I could go through 120 Norco 10s in less than about 4 days.
Yeah. I really hope that one day you get to meet Mike Rainey, because I feel like y'all could have a very interesting conversation. He wrote the book On Perks.
Yeah, you were telling me about that.
Yeah, he's that comedian I mentioned. He's fucking hilarious as shit.
And I mean, that is just from that alone. That wasn't even like what I was getting on the side.
Yeah, which in Dayton, the greater Dayton area, easy as fuck.
Oh, it was, especially easy back then. It was easy.
It was easier back then.
You could go get perk 10s for $3 or $4 a piece back then.
And you could just go to the bus stop and do that.
Absolutely. You didn't have to worry about fake ones at that time.
There was no fentanyl.
Exactly. So I eventually got to the point where I realized I couldn't stay awake. I couldn't get a job. I couldn't even have a normal relationship or friends because I was so fucked up all the time.
Yeah.
And I got to the point where I was like, okay, I got to do something about this. Most of my family had kind of cut me off. Everything.
Well, yeah, because
they put me in a position to better myself.
Yeah, and it was the second time, because the first time, and this is why they cut you off, is because you kind of burned everyone.
Well, the first time,
it wasn't necessarily your fault that you had a girlfriend.
Oh no, that was a little bit later on, and they that was a little bit later on. That's kind of completely different. But
that's my bad. I thought those were intertwined.
So I'll get into that in just a second. I went into a methadone clinic because at the time that was really the only treatment around here that they offered. And if I would have known how difficult it was going to be, I would have cold turkeyed the pain pills. And methadone was 100 times worse. I
hate the clinics.
Yeah, they market it as, oh, it's a safe alternative. We'll wean you off. Nope, they don't want to do that. They will keep you there as long as they can to get government insurance paying out as much as they physically can.
Dude, they get like 1,200 per dose.
Oh yeah, and on top of that, they made it a rule at the clinic that I was at was that they didn't accept any type of privatized insurance unless it was state-funded welfare insurance or unless you were paying in cash.
Yep.
And
because it's a cash grab.
Yep. Eventually, I had got to the point where I didn't want to do it anymore. And
well, yeah, there's many steps leading up to that.
Oh yeah,
each one of those is honestly, you got to write a book.
Yeah, and I got
because in the last 10 years, I've seen you go through a drastic change in everything. Genuinely, like mental, physical.
Well, I hope for the better.
Yeah, emotional. Like I really at some point am gonna put you in front of a typewriter and say, "Figure it out, monkey." Bang away.
Well. The cold turkey off the methadone was probably one of the hardest things I think I've ever done.
Yeah,
and
it's crazy because cold turkey off methadone, it can't kill you, but
you'll feel like you want to fucking die.
It's the closest thing to, in my opinion, just from witnessing it secondhand through you, it's the closest thing to watching someone almost die from quitting alcohol.
Mm-hmm. And that was
alcohol is the only thing that can kill you if you quit cold turkey.
And let me tell you this right now, I cold turkeyed methadone, and then you seen me, I'm not going to go into details, but you seen me have probably the lowest that I ever been in my life besides before I went into that clinic.
Yeah.
And I was basically drinking myself to death.
Yeah.
And it was I woke up one day later on and just didn't want to drink anymore. I didn't feel like I needed it anymore. And I felt like I had a decent support system with you and other people, and
just one too many days of just constant diarrhea too.
Yep, and
just shitting your spleen out.
I feel a lot better now than I ever did.
Oh yeah, and you don't look like a walking skeleton like you did fucking 6 years ago.
Yep, and I've bettered myself in the long run, and I wish that a lot of other people could see that, but the ones in my life that are main, that where their opinion matters, like you can't see that.
Yeah.
And
well, also here's the thing: is like you're a very good functional addict, no matter what it is. You're very good at being functional, and it's admirable because at the height of your alcoholism, like you still had a job.
Mm-hmm.
You were still driving to work. You were doing your own thing. It was just a comical amount of mason jars.
Yep, absolutely. And
it became, and you knew it was hurt. You knew it was going downhill. And I mean, I was right there the whole time to because that was when I still drank, because I don't really drink hardly ever at all now either, but for different reasons. But like, it's like you would see me like take like my normal like couple of shots, and I'd be chilling playing video games, and then it'd be like 2 hours later, and you would be still drinking, too fucked up to now play video games with me.
And all it was just to mask the emotional pain of what I went through.
Yeah, which is hard, and I understand that. I've witnessed it with multiple friends, and I've tried to help.
I know. And if it wasn't for you, I don't really think I would have made it out of that rut like that. But I like to think that I am way better now And I'm way more functional knowing that I don't rely on any type of substance to actually do that, you know?
Yeah.
And
To function.
exactly. And
like, you can, on like a good day, like barring your arthritis, because you're a 90-year-old man's body.
yeah.
But barring that, like on a good day, like you're a perfectly functional, normal person, and you don't like with someone who's gone through multiple addictions and shit like that. Like, it is impressive.
Yeah, I mean,
because like people like that usually end up falling back into it, becoming homeless schizophrenics.
Well, I have my great days where, you know, I don't feel as bad and everything like that. And there's some days at the end of the day when I get home, I want to crack open a fucking bottle of whiskey and just drink all night.
No, I get it.
But I can't. I tried it to have just a drink on a social occasion about 6 months ago, and I told you I took one sip and I poured out the whole fucking thing.
It's just not good.
And it didn't taste right. But it's not even that, but like, even now, it's like, the only thing that bothers me is knowing that I've worked so hard to get where I'm at currently, but I have a bad day, and
in the call,
automatically everybody just thinks, oh, well, he's back to his old habits, you know?
Yeah, if you or for 1 second are short with anybody or anything, they just assume the worst, and it's just like, no, I'm allowed to feel things, you fucking cunt. Like,
but it's not.
I'm annoyed. I got a lot of shit going on.
But not on top of that, I get ran to death, man. Like, I do. I get worked and ran to death, and
yeah, no, and that needs to stop.
And my body just gives out.
Yeah, no, I mean, you're basically the personal butler for a family of old people and people who definitely should be able to function on their own, but they're just pillheads.
I think I do pretty well for what I've been given.
Yeah, I mean, you take care of your family, and that's an admirable trait. But there's, like I've been telling you, there's a certain point when the juice ain't worth the squeeze. And you've been getting squeezed more than you've been getting juice.
Yep, and that's why I'm hoping in these next couple weeks this will be a very good turnaround for me.
Yeah, man. It's a new start, new job, new place to stay.
Absolutely.
Fucking new neighborhood we can fuck up.
Yeah.
I gotta start bringing down property value as soon as we move in.
We got a reputation to uphold.
Yeah, as soon as the white trash moves in, I'm parking a fucking fucked up car in the fucking driveway. It's staying there. I own this bitch. Fuck you. I told one of my coworkers today, I was like, the first night I'm going out in the backyard, I'm taking like 6 shots into the dirt with my gun. I'm bringing the property value down, baby.
Hell yeah.
The property taxes out there are dirt cheap.
Dude, we'll have a blast out there. I know we will.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's great. I mean, it's bigger than you think, and like the fairgrounds are right there. It's fucking good. There's multiple Mexican restaurants. Kara and I tried one. It was subpar for her taste. I enjoyed it.
Well, let's face it, we're both homebodies if we're given the chance.
Oh yeah, no, I fucking hate people.
But
I love me some Mexican food.
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
But I mean, I feel like once I am somewhere permanently, I can integrate myself more into the community, because I've never felt anything here except for this is just a place that I rent. I can't do anything here.
Well, I mean, that'd be the good thing about the home. You can do anything you want with it. And, you know, it'd be nice to have a little area just working on a garage and, you know.
Yeah. Finally actually do the thing I want to do all the time that I just don't have the space to do.
Mm-hmm.
And the shelter. I need the shelter. And the insulated garage is big ups.
But it's like me. I mean, how you live with me before, like, you won't even notice I'm there half the time. I mean, because if I'm at home, which I will be, especially being that far out, if I'm not at work, then I'm going to be in my room playing a game or something.
Yeah.
That's pretty much about it.
You better be streaming.
I can do that once we get set up.
Yeah, honestly. Yeah, we're gonna end this one here. Check out Lost Paladin Plays on YouTube.
Yep.
Game Challenges on YouTube.
Yep.
You can check me out, Scarecrow Games on YouTube. Sorry for everything that's going on. We suck at this. We know. We make no money. It's fine. You listen for fun, but I try to make you giggle. There's a cat on the video. There you go.
There
Look,
we
the
go.
entertainment's here.
You know what? People always like cats.
Yeah, that's why so on YouTube, the outro video, like for the credits and everything, where I just plug our buddies and our channels, is literally just a cat cleaning itself. That's the video that I just pulled and I fucking do all that. But yeah,
well,
we're going to record another episode tomorrow to make up for the 2-week gap.
Yep.
We're going to be good about that. We're going to get some Patreons recorded this weekend because we're gay.
And that Patreon will be a special kind of recording. So
yeah, we're going to drive around.
We're going to drive around.
I also want to do one of them where we're just working on the Integra.
I'm totally cool with that.
It's just us being fucking retarded.
Well, we still need to get around to doing a video of us playing and do like a let's play on.
I know we need to do a let's play. That'll be a lot easier when we move in because I can actually set up like my office to make that more doable because I'm about to go nuts.
And if anybody's watching, give us some recommendations on what we can do a let's play on. I threw out Dead Space.
I will not listen. No, Dead Space is a good one. I like the Assassin's Creed games for at least for up until the Brotherhood collection is done because those are a lot more linear. So it's easier to do a let's play of those. We could do the other ones too, but those would be more long form.
Oh yeah.
I like Dead Space. Dead Space is fun. The remaster was very good.
I did not get a chance to really play but about 15 minutes of that.
It was very fun. I enjoyed it.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, that's it. We're gonna stop rambling now. We'll have another episode up probably when it is day. So 2 days after we record this one, the day after this one gets uploaded. Later.
Bye guys.